welcome to another Friday episode of the People's Rebuttal Podcast. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, so today we're out. We're down one of our co-hosts today. Vaughn is out. He real prestigious award. He's being accepted into his college Hall of Fame. You know.
Oh, hold on.
And,
I got something for this. Hold on.
Okay.
Man.
Hey, there we go.
Hey.
There we go. Shout out to Vaughn in the Hall of Fame, baby. Shout out to Alcorn State.
He had to gather the family. He had to gather the
Yeah.
family to get them all bussed and trained in or whatever they're doing. But he rented a van. I asked him, I was like, "What kind of van did you rent? Like bounce chicka pound pound van? Like if the van is a rockin', don't come a knocking?" He said, "No, not one of those vans." I was like, "All right."
Did he get one with the lights and the pole and all that kind of?
Oh, a party van. I don't know.
There you
I don't think
go.
he got a party van.
We should have got him one.
Shout out to you, man. I hope you have a great time. You deserve it.
Yes, congratulations, brother. Great job. Zach, what's up with you, baby?
Man, been building this website. It's crazy. You know, waiting to get the trucks back. That's been a disaster.
Really?
So, supposed to be done by last Saturday, and then supposed to be done Monday, then Tuesday, then Wednesday.
One of those.
And then he had a designer that broke her leg like 2 days ago. Ooh. But I was like, well, hold on, wait a minute. The design, all that stuff should have been done weeks ago.
Right.
So why?
And we're talking just a wrap, right? Just the wrap.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. So it's wrapped in green, but then you got all the logos. So
yeah.
I don't. Okay. They're already wrapped. They look green. They look great. But then, we had to sit there and do the logos. It was
okay.
Let's move on from that.
Yeah, no doubt. Man, yeah. Shout out to Vaughn. Shout out to Alcorn State. I'm kind of hesitant to say that. Shout out to the state of Mississippi with the whole Brett Favre thing. Did you happen to hear about that, by any chance?
What's up, Lamar?
Lamar.
Yeah, Brett Favre got hit by. He was committing fraud, right?
It was something about state funds that he had gotten, and they were misusing it, something of the sort. I don't know if it was his entity that was misusing it or the state giving him this money was a misuse for whatever his entity was. But
it looks like they might have just been using him. Brett Favre in Fed's crosshairs after ex-Mississippi welfare agency pleads guilty.
Okay. Yeah,
they're talking about how the media is not treating Brett Favre like they did Michael Vick. I think the dog people of the world see just a hair bit difference between murdering animals and stealing money. Don't get me wrong. If he's involved in it, he needs to go to jail, just like Michael Vick. Although $70 million to me, and I'm a dog person, just so you know. But
you are
stealing $70 million might be a little worse. I think people always misunderstand me and dogs. I love dogs, and I think cruelty to dogs and everything else. But here's a great example. I had a miniature schnauzer that was like 7-8 years old, Brighton, and she got cancer. And I'll never forget. It was me and Jake on the phone. He's crying, I'm crying. So we're talking about dog got cancer, and the lady's like, well, if you want to do cancer treatments, she starts breaking down. It's $4,000. I said, man, I love that dog, but I ain't paying no $4,000 for no dog. And after a discussion with her, she's like, a lot of times for people who get their dog's treatment for cancer, the dog's miserable. The treatments are miserable. And you're putting, because after I told her no, she's like, oh, thank God. I was like, I mean, wouldn't you make a ton of money? And she was like, yes, but people don't realize the pain and suffering that dogs go through when they have to go through that process. And I was like, oh, well. So my cheapness, a dog's a dog. I love my dogs. I mean, somebody
Of
mess with
course.
my dogs, I mean, you're gonna deal with me. But it is a dog, you
And that's
know.
a great point. Like I only had one dog in my life, and I was very young, and the dog ran away. Never had another dog in my adult life. Seriously, I
Ran away.
love that
I'm
dog, man.
gone.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that dog.
Motherfucker
I
just
think
went,
someone
just
stole her.
bye bye. Yeah.
But just think about, like, we have family members, friends, people, humans we know that go through cancer treatments, and the chemo, they lose weight, deal with whatever they deal with, if you've experienced that. But never thought about a dog. That's a
Yep.
great thought, great insight on that.
So
Man,
here's
wow.
my deal with the whole Brett Favre and Michael Vick. You
Okay.
know, yeah, Michael Vick murdered some dogs, and I have my feelings about that. But if you took 70 million motherfucking dollars out of the hands of human beings as part of welfare, you should get fucked up more than Michael Vick.
Right.
Whatever Michael Vick time got over some motherfucking dogs, Brett Favre should get 10 times that much because he affected people's lives. You were stealing
Yes.
money from people who could have used it. And maybe they
And
had a motherfucking dog. Maybe they couldn't buy their dog food because they couldn't get your motherfucking welfare because you motherfuckers were sins. So see, now I've turned it around. You motherfuckers stole money from dogs too. I got dead
if
dogs who starved to death because motherfuckers couldn't afford it because y'all were stealing $7 million. So you know what? That's murder in itself. How about that? Fuck you, Brett Favre, if you did
oh
it.
wait, oh
Now,
wait,
if you
it
didn't do
must
it,
be Friday.
yeah, if you didn't do it, I'm my bad, man. But if you did
It
do it, you
must
can go
be
fuck
Friday.
yourself.
It
Yeah.
must be Friday. I love it when Zach has this kind of energy. I love it. Hey, Zach.
Yeah.
So if I understand correctly, it was state of Mississippi taxpayers' dollars that they were misusing. Is that correct?
Yeah, man. So I guess somebody's already pled guilty
Oh, really?
on ties
Okay.
to 70 million Mississippi welfare scam. So yeah,
Wow.
that's what it looks like. Is that one man's plea deal may shed light on Brett Favre's possible ties to $70 million Mississippi welfare scam. And now, Dave's cooperated, believe the key state federal prosecutors are seeking information on other possible individuals involved in various stages of misdirecting funds.
Yes.
Those unnamed co-conspirators with Davis. Favre has come under media scrutiny for nearly 1.8 million in welfare funds that were allegedly doled out to entities tied to the former NFL star. So that becomes a question. We know how much that's where it becomes a question for me. A lot of these guys, because remember, we do this.
Yes.
We
Yes.
go after funds for
Hmm.
celebrity Jim and a couple of other people, and we file for those funds on their behalf, and they're
Hmm.
fine with it. And
Okay.
you don't. So now the question is, you know, how much does he actually participate, in that, or was he like, hey, go ahead and do it and support this charity, and instead of supporting that charity, the board or whoever was writing checks was like, oh, here's $1 million for you. You
Okay.
get $1 million, and you get $1 million. you know,
You.
yeah.
Yes. Now, was it just $1.8 million that his entity was allotted, or was it more than that? Do we know?
8.1 million in
Oh, eight,
welfare
8.1.
funds that were allegedly doled out to entities tied to the former NFL star.
Okay.
Of that sum, 1.1 million went directly to Favre for public
Okay.
speaking appearance that he allegedly didn't make. Then it's going to bring my question,
Ah,
did you guys
okay.
but when were those? So for example, let's say we were going to deal and we had $8.1 million, and we were like, hey,
Hmm.
Brett, we got a couple events for you. We want to pay you. This is what we're going to pay you to come out and
Hmm.
do the speaking event. And then
Hmm.
COVID happens because they want to get paid up front.
Of course. Of
So
course.
you pay him up front, you write up a contract, but then you have to. So again, now the question is, there's just so many things. There's so many things. It's kind of like this whole fucking thing with Donald Trump, and they're suing him over inflating his funds.
I'm
Mafio's
glad
gonna
you
love
mentioned
this one. Because
I'm glad you
Mafio gonna
mentioned
have to take Donald Trump's side on this.
that.
No.
I'm
So
listening.
Mafio, what are the dog tags you're wearing?
That's my dad, man.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my dad.
So
He was,
those dog tags, right? Thank God this happened just perfectly, by the way. I just want to let everybody know this happened perfectly.
isn't it nice when the stars align? I'm listening.
So I say those dog tags are worth $5.
Yes.
How much are they worth to you?
They're priceless.
So she's the state attorney general is suing Donald Trump because he inflated his value. But I know what Mafia would
His own
say. How
personal
do you
value,
know
though, right?
that is 100% correct?
His personal value, yes.
So he can say, yeah. I mean, if I put it on the market, I'm not going to get more than, $7 million. But I would never take less than $31 million for this.
Yeah.
What the fuck you gonna do? You have to be dumb as a box of rocks. And I don't even like the asshole. I don't believe all the hype. I don't believe he's racist. I don't believe, that. But he's a douchebag. Plain and simple, he's an utter fucking douchebag. With that set aside, you can't sit there and say, well, you inflated your value. Well, that's what it's worth to me. It's worth that to me.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, here's where she's going to get fucked.
Okay.
Every one of those assessments had a cover sheet that was 3 pages long. And this is what I've heard and what I've read and all the other shit that I've gone through. That was 3 pages long that basically, in all the legal jargon known to man, said, if you have questions, you need to turn around and do your own assessment. In other words, he went to a bank and said, I own this, 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 and this. This is worth this. This is worth this. This is worth this.
Yes.
But by the way, you need to do your own research. In 3 pages of explaining, you need to do your own motherfucking research.
Okay.
And they didn't do it.
Okay. The bank didn't do it.
Whoever the lenders were, correct.
Right. So, with that being said, and I understand my dog tags is priceless and he can say whatever his value is, was there something gained from this information?
Well, he was taking out loans.
Okay.
I mean, if you go to a bank and you want a loan and you tell them, I will put my car up.
Yes.
If we go to a bank and we say, I won't put my car up, I want a $20,000 loan. That bank's gonna be like, well, motherfucker, we need you to bring us that car, right? It's just the standard.
Yeah.
And so you have to bring them the car, you have to show them the car, and all that good shit. Okay. Basically, this would be the equivalent of him going to the bank and say, hey, I want a loan on my car. My car's worth $40,000. And the bank's saying, okay. But me in the paperwork saying, hey, by the way, dude, do you need me to bring car up there? You want to look at? No, we're good. No, we're good. Don't worry about it. That is the equivalent. And Lamar's in here talking about he is correct. He had to pay back the loan. It wasn't as if, he didn't pay back the loan. Yeah, there's a good word. Appraisal. He appraised it himself. Just like you would appraise those dog tags as priceless or $1 billion, $1 trillion.
Yes.
That is your assessment of what that's worth. Thank you,
Okay,
Lamar. That's a good word.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that listener participation as always. So, Lamar, Zach, if you can help me understand, how does the state come between the business of Donald Trump and the bank?
They're trying to make it fraud.
On whose behalf?
Lawsuit on the state. You got to remember, a lot of people are pissed off at Donald Trump because he took a city during the Rudy Giuliani, which nobody can ever say that Rudy wasn't a great mayor. you know, he might have gone batshit crazy in the past 6 years with Trump and everything else. But hey, you can look at it all you want. You know, stop and frisk, all that other shit, whether anybody liked it or not, it reduced crime drastically. You know, all the things that, I mean, Rudy brought down the mob for the most part. Rudy did all this shit. But here's the point when it came to Trump. Trump turned around and inflated costs to be in New York. You know, you build something, it's like, what do they call it when you start building in lower end neighborhoods? What's it, gentrificate? I don't remember what it's called.
Regentrification.
Yeah. So they basically, that's what Trump did. He built a big ass building worth, you know, X amount of dollars. And because all that money was there, New York started pushing the strip clubs and everything else out, which is why if you watch a movie from the 80s, New York looks like you would never want to go. But you look at it now, and those same places are, you know, well, let's just call them expensive. But
to say the least.
And a lot of people, you know, you look at that, he inflated, which he did that. He inflated Trump Tower, which caused people to buy, which then caused more, you know, everything surrounding it to basically become more expensive.
Valuable, yes.
Yeah.
And I get that part. Okay. And to all the to the statement of Rudy Giuliani, you know, what was it, the best mayor, what have you, or the city has had? I like to, if we have anyone from New York, you know, chime in that was living in the city at that time. Go ahead.
Let's go with he was able to pay back the loan because he got more than he was authorized to obtain on the loan, inflated values, and kept the rest variance for profit. That is correct.
Okay.
That is correct. But the big key there is he got the loan because he was authorized to obtain the loan. Oh, he was able to pay it back. That's where they're going to get caught into a wreck. You know, if he had filed for, I take that back. Actually, here's a good example. If they can catch him in this and then turn around and tie it to one of his bankruptcies, you are 100%. He is going to get in serious trouble. But something tells me that his math is all over the place. And we lost Mafia, but thank you for that.
We're here.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate that.
So now go ahead, Mafia. What you got on America's Mayor? That's what he was known as forever.
America's Mayor. Hey, man. Just like Dallas is America's team. You know, no pun intended, but you know, it's everybody's.
No. Did he pay taxes on the inflated values? That is the question, and that is true too. That's going.
Yes,
that's going to bring it in too. So then it raises a question that you might be able to answer, Michael. I don't know how this, you know, I don't know how it works, especially in New York.
Mm-hmm.
If he inflated the value, but then only paid the taxes on what the actual value was, would he have to pay taxes on the inflated value, although that value is just an opinion? And that they didn't do their own that's the question. Okay. It's honestly anything having to do with Donald Trump. It's like a 3-ring fucking circus with elephants and trapeze artists, and you know, you would say Donald Trump was standing in the middle as the ringleader, but I don't think he is. I don't think he's got enough up here. Something tells me he's like, just go over there, you know, and just watches it work.
Yes.
So I don't know. I'm curious to see how it's going to play out. But good luck to the lady in New York. Something tells me that your first dismissal hearing, when it gets outside of, you know, your little deal.
Now, Zach and listeners, do we know if there were any particular properties that Taj Mahal, Trump Towers in New York, was associated with these loans, or is this just a whole multitude of things?
It was basically his net worth. Okay. He was basically like, if you go fill out, you know, a loan application, you know, how much cash do you have? How much do you make? And how assets do you have and what are their values?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
But that is
Okay.
not, that's the thing. And I'm going to get to Michael's here in a second, but that's the thing. You know, I can say my car's worth, you know, maybe this car came from my great grandpappy. You see it all the time. People put 19, oh, there's a great example. You know, you get a 1965 Ford Mustang that may be worth $15,000-$20,000, and people got it for sale for $40,000. Who are you to say it's not? Because to him it's worth $40,000. To you, you might be like, well, it might be 15, at most 20. Well, it's not to me. I love this car. If I'm going to part with it, I'm not going to part with it for less than $40,000. So I'm gonna leave it up here. If somebody pays me $40,000, I'll be okay with that. But so that's where you come into an issue with, it doesn't matter what he says it's worth if it's his opinion. Now, Michael put down, it comes down to if they appraise the property, but if he still has to justify that he did. But he told them in the cover, if you do a little research on this, he told them, and again, people listen, I don't like this motherfucker any more than most people do.
You sure?
If he put, no, but I'm all about what's
messing.
what's the balance?
Yes.
You know, if he had a cover letter that said his Mustang was worth $40,000, but it's on you, the people who were giving me the loan, to do your own due diligence. And supposedly, again, it's 3 fucking pages of telling them you need to do your own due diligence. You need to do your, you know, blah 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 blah. So let's see. Right is wrong.
Right versus wrong. Right versus.
Oh, right versus wrong.
Yes.
Yeah. No, and I agree. What's the right thing to do? Well, for me, the right thing to do would be, you know, for the bank to do their, I mean, how many people out there go and try to get loans and fake their W-9s and their 1099s? And I mean, let's just say, because when you have a business, you get people who ask you to help you inflate their shit, you know, and I'm not your guy. I'm not your guy. Gotcha. So, you know, you want to come do some work?
There you go.
You know?
Yeah.
The banks are the biggest. Oh, that's 100%. I had an ex-president of a bank tell me that they are basically the mob. They're a legal version of the mob. And he was the former president of a bank we all know.
I'm sure. Yeah. I think they're way more powerful than the mob. That's just my opinion.
Well, they are. They control a ton more money.
And
I mean, the amount of money they control is, yeah.
You know, Jamie Dimon and his little round table and oligarchy, and who's really, hey, man, I'm saying, I just read what they put out in the world, man. That's it. Okay, great, man. That was great. And again, I thank our listeners for this participation, because like I said, we don't know. I don't know nothing. But with the help of all you guys, man, y'all make it possible, man. So I appreciate you guys, and thank you again, especially Zach and his energy today. I'm feeling this. That was great. Okay, shall we? Speaking of your hat and things, you know, stars aligning, shall we talk about this coach for the Boston Celtics at all?
He got suspended for knocking the bottom out of some girl, right?
That's on the staff.
So
of the Boston
if
Celtics.
It's consensual.
But is it? I think that was the tie with that was there was some kind of bylaw that, you know, staff interaction to this degree or to this you know, interacting like that was, you know, prohibited.
Oh, even shit, he's married. Was consensual.
Oh yeah.
He's married.
To one of the black community's most loved black women when it came to physical appearance. I was a part of
that. The actress.
Nia Long.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, why are you cheating on
her? Which was what my text feed said all day yesterday.
What are you thinking? The only reason you cheat on a woman like that is if she quits, you know.
Hey, so I heard a couple things just through my text feed, and this is, you know, just from my text feed. What if she's crazy? What if it was
So
no
what?
good? What if it was no good?
He's a basketball coach. Well, let's go 2 rounds. Let's address the first one first.
The
He's a
first one first.
basketball coach.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
if she crazy, he out of town most time anyway. That's that motherfucker busy as shit.
16 hours a day at least in the office.
Yeah. What's the next one? She ain't no good.
In the perspective, in bed, shall we say?
That is a teachable skill. They got classes for that shit. You ain't never seen the blowjob parties with the girls with the bananas? That's teachable. Oh yeah, they got the maybe it's only white girls. I don't know. I've heard about them, but my point being, that is a teachable skill. What's next?
Zach, you went psychological.
What else you got?
You know I love psychological perspectives. Okay.
I am literal. Both of those. Hey man, get her a shrink. Is she crazy as a motherfucker? Go to counseling. Y'all get it figured out. Number 2, bad in sex. Teachable skill. What next?
Okay, tell me this. Because this is something that I saw, and it was kind of peculiar to me and kind of spoke to me in a sense. They've been engaged since 2015, but never married. Does that say anything?
So that's not his wife.
Are they married? Maybe I misread that. Engaged since 2015, but lady married. And listeners, if you have any information on if they're actually married or just engaged, please help your brother out, if you will.
Oh no, he's not married.
They're not married, but have been engaged since 2015. I did see that.
Yeah, well, they had a kid in November.
And they had a kid in 2011. Yes, I did see that as well.
She had to know he wasn't. He's already said he's not getting married. Long has stated.
Oh, okay.
Long has stated she has no plans to marry.
What do we have a time frame on that statement? Like, was that recent or early in the relationship? Do we know? Wow, that's interesting. Like I said, to be engaged for 7 years, never married, people of this
but
stature.
She's been saying she has. I mean, that's 2020. That's 2021. Because you go to Wikipedia, it's got the little thing. So even after that, she said that she doesn't want to get. Long has stated she has no plans to marry.
So I wonder how stable that relationship was, because again,
well, obviously not. So, but now here's my question. Let's go to the news. Boston Celtics suspend coach for 2022 effectively. But so was it not consensual?
It was consensual, per the reports.
Violation of team policies in their announcement. Sources previously told ESPN Aaron Woods that Udoka had an intimate relationship with a female member of the franchise's staff. The suspension is effective immediately. I want to apologize to player fan, blah, blah. The season-long suspension. The Celtics made assistant coach who joined the Celtics. He replaced Brandon Evans. His first week coach, oversaw the 5th coach past 23. Also, so they don't really go into it.
Okay.
I think that's ridiculous. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're supposed to report it to HR, most companies do that. You got to report that shit to HR.
Prior to the interaction or during, does it matter? In that case, if you report it to HR, are you familiar with that?
Well, I know that companies usually have a policy that, like, within 30 days of the beginning of a relationship,
okay,
you have to basically come forward and say, say something like that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, makes sense.
Yes, it was the VP's wife. Wait a minute.
Oh.
Hold up.
Oh.
Wait a minute, Michael. That is why the special. So wait a minute. He was. Let me see what this bitch looks like. VP of Boston Celtics.
And that was another thing that stood out to me, Zach, because they never mentioned her. I don't know if they showed her. I haven't seen anything where they showed her. That was interesting as well.
But where's the VP? Oh, she white. Oh no.
Oh yeah,
Oh, is she?
I think so. I'm not sure. I'm, I don't think so. I'm sorry. I'm not sure.
That is why the suspension was so hard. Kept her. Oh, they're keeping her out of it. Lamar says they're
What?
keeping her out of it.
I wonder why. Especially, and
Wow.
what's that?
I want to see her because I want
He
to
said, "I
see what
want to
the
see
you know.
it." It's
They're not showing her. They're showing long. This is all long.
of course
Name head coach. They have this dude, but
the VP.
uh-uh.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Yeah, they're not showing.
Okay. And now another thing that stood out to me was, and let me know if I'm again on some mafia shit. A year-long suspension for this act. Now I don't know if it was something documented in the contract or um, you know the job policy manual or what have you, but a year they're suspending him. Is that a bit harsh for you, Zach, or our listeners? Please
Say
help
that
me
again.
understand. A
Say that again.
year a year suspension for this action. Is that
Is
a bit harsh?
it's ignorant. To me,
Okay.
it's ignorant. I mean, I get it that he violated a policy, but a policy between two consenting adults. That policy is designed, as a matter of fact. So those policies are written for this mainly. You know, it's the who was the dude from NBC? Um, it's for the Harvey Weinstein kind of shit, where you're using your clout
Okay.
to
Yeah.
affect a relationship. So you report it
Okay.
to HR,
Okay.
because what companies don't want is you motherfuckers bickering. You know, they
Yes.
don't need that. This is a company. This
Yes.
isn't your fucking, this
Playground.
isn't your fucking house.
Mess hall.
You know,
Yes.
yeah, we don't
I
we
get
don't
it.
want you airing your dirty ass motherfucking laundry. And
Hmm.
so usually when people report those things, they basically have a conversation with them like, look, I don't care what the fuck happens at home, but this shit right here, this
Not
is where
here.
you fucking work. If we have a problem, you're both fucking gone, because that is a reason for termination
Okay.
if you're bringing your hoe ass shit into work and you're
Yes.
married.
Yes.
So I think it's a little bit excessive on. I don't know. Maybe he should have been fined by the Boston Celtics. I think that might have been, you give him a fine. I don't know how much he makes, but 10%, 25% of one paycheck.
Of one
Okay,
paycheck.
of one paycheck, 25% of one paycheck, and we're going to donate that money to
A charity.
fucking whatever.
Yes. Okay.
Whatever they want to donate it to.
Okay.
That would have been more along the lines than suspending him for the fucking year. I
Yeah.
mean, Michael said, the suspension was basically so hard because of that. So this was his previous, yes, it was the VP's wife. That is why the suspension was so harsh, which to me is lawsuit worthy, by the way, Mr. Former head or head
VP.
coach guy. Yeah.
Hmm.
No. He'd be suing the VP, you know?
Oh, he'd be.
So,
So the coach would be suing the VP.
yeah, why not?
On what basis?
Just because I was knocking the bottom out of your wife, you got mad and suspended me for a year.
So it was ultimately the VP's choice to make of
Well, I
his.
think the point Michael was making was that, it was the VP's wife, and that is why the suspension was so harsh.
Okay.
But again, the question becomes, what's the rule in their book?
Okay. And I
It
guess
may
my
be that
question was,
if you do it,
go
it's
ahead.
immediate termination. And they went to him and said, we can fucking terminate your ass, or we can do a
Suspend you.
1-year suspension.
Okay. So I guess my question was, is it the VP's position to make the choice of the
Oh,
suspension or the
no,
the the,
I
the
doubt
penalty?
that. But I imagine
Okay.
Bill went
Okay.
to Bobby and said that, I'm just making
Bro.
up some white people names, but Bill went to Bobby and Bobby went to Whitey and said, hey man, that was my fucking wife. All right, we'll get his ass.
Okay.
Imagine if it was your wife, asshole. I don't know. All right, we'll suspend him for the year. But again, the
So,
question is what's in their rules?
what's in the rules? And that's what I would love to know. So, what we know and what you just mentioned, was this an emotional reaction to something somewhere in that chain of making that choice or decision?
The suspension?
Yeah.
He was fucking his wife. Of course, it was an emotional decision.
Is there room?
Which is.
Go
But
ahead.
see, I never understand that shit. Why are you mad at him? That dude has absolutely. I used to tell people that shit all the time. They'd be mad. Well, I'm gonna go kick that dude's ass. Why? He's not
Yes.
the one that's supposed to be loyal to you. That bitch is the one that's supposed to be loyal to you. Did you know him before she was fucking him? No, I don't even know who he is. How the fuck is it his fault? Now, if it's your best friend and your best friend starts fucking your girl, it's all like Donkey Kong because they're both supposed to be loyal and they are equally. And although you can't whoop her ass, don't be whooping her ass. You can whoop his ass. Right. But you can whoop his ass softly if you're in the state of Texas. Remember, when they hit the ground, you can't touch them. Okay? Remember that. Texas.
Hit the ground after a gunshot? Because isn't this. I mean, some people play temporary insanity of killing. I guess that's when it's called.
But you can't leave. I knew a guy who blew a dude's dick off. And basically what ended up happening is he went home and got the gun. And I was like, you can't.
Yes.
That's not temporary.
Yes.
You should have just grabbed it and just yanked it off. And you might have got temporary insanity. But your ass drove 25 minutes home, 25 minutes back. And then
yeah, it had to be spurred a moment. I get it. Yeah, I get it.
That shit don't work.
Yeah.
But how is that VP mad at that coach? I mean, don't get me wrong. You have a right because obviously the coach knew she was married. But why? I mean, the majority of my anger and my dismay, and to me, this looks like vengeance, should have been taken out on her. The Boston Celtics are scheduled to have a news conference that First Take is going to air when it starts. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
We'll be looking at you on the next podcast to get our update there, man.
No doubt. Good.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's fucking crazy. It doesn't make any.
And you know how, like with me, from a psychological perspective, I value community, whatever that community happens to be. I think this is going to hurt Boston's the community of the team and the whole organization.
You mean internally?
I mean, yes.
Not fans, because they don't care. Just fucking win the game.
I think the fans may chime in on this, especially
if they start fucking
social media. Oh, most definitely. But
bring back the coach. Fuck your wife. Bring back the coach.
And I wonder, how would they reactions? Will they react, and how will their reactions be impactful?
You know, they're sitting in the locker room going,
no, I probably would have did it too, bro. The bitch.
I would have been. I'd be like,
but they haven't shown
it. Look at all them strippers out there. You could have found you a better one.
Great point, Zach, because in my text feed yesterday, there was a point made about all these women that's at these games. And we're not talking about women in the first sections, third section. We're talking about women that's on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the possible women, why her? You know.
Well, I'm assuming there was some sort of consistency with her, but you are 100% correct. You got to remember, I've been around some pretty high name, and the hoe count is crazy. I have, before I got into this 6 years ago, you know, I never knew it was that fucking bad. I mean, the hoe count is real. They are out. I mean, you go to an event, it's like these motherfuckers are stalking any event that's going to have anybody at it, and the hoe count is through the roof.
I'm glad you made that point, Zach, because as I was saying, it kind of ties into it. Like, not just any woman, right? I'm
No.
talking about women that purposely, intentfully show up to these type of events, or that are intertwined or have an attention for these type of status of people for that sole purpose. Why that one?
So I talked to a college executive. This was a while back. It was probably 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about the combine, the draft, the NBA draft, NFL draft, all that stuff when they send
Mm-hmm.
players from colleges.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, golf is yeah, it's like when yeah. Woo!
I'm sorry, what was that? I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's just
We'll
talking
come back
about golf. He was talking about how they now do a class, which a lot of guys, when they commit, so if they're going straight out of high school, it's different. But if they're in college, they actually put them through like a little hour-long class that telling them that, look, man, when you go to the draft, it's hoes are us. He's like, these women want you. They want to have a baby by you and get your money. That is the reason that subject came up was because I know a guy who was in the NBA draft. That would have been 6, 7, 8. It'd have been 18 years ago he was in the draft.
Oh, 18 years ago. Okay.
Yep. He was at the draft wherever it was at.
So roughly 2004.
Yep.
2005, somewhere around
there. It was basketball. Acted batshit crazy. Was screwing all these girls and got 10 of them pregnant.
Are you serious? Wow.
And ended up getting busted like hours before the draft. A case that he had from years ago for weed caught up and ended up because he then got caught at the draft. So he had a case for weed way back in the day. But then he got busted with weed like 2 hours before the draft. And so they basically booted him for the draft. And then he ended up becoming a chef or some shit.
With
10 fucking kids within like 3 days. Imagine every year for 3 straight fucking days, you got birthday party after birthday party after birthday party. You got 10 fucking birthday parties in 3 days.
And mind you, these 10 birthday parties are right by each other, if not the same day.
Oh no, they were from all over. These girls came from all over the place.
I get that, but at the same time, they were impregnated around the same time. So a lot of them
that's what I'm saying. 3 days.
Yeah, 3 days.
You got 10 birthdays. 10 birthdays. Count them. 10 fingers. That's all fingers I got. 10 fingers in 3 fucking days.
I'll go out on a whim and just say, okay, within 2 months, you have 10 birthdays. Wow, that's crazy. That's such a lack of self-control and self-discipline. That's crazy.
That's what they do. They go out there and they, it doesn't matter what. Super Bowl's infamous for it. Mm-hmm. Going to the Super Bowl, that whole thing. I mean, they have prostitutes. South by Southwest is famous for it. I installed TVs in what are those called? They're not called whorehouse. What are they called?
Brothels.
Brothels. I installed like 8 TVs in a brothel in Austin. They were only there for 3 months.
Only for that.
Yep.
Yeah.
This lady answered the door, and she was a true redhead.
A true redhead. Okay.
Yes. Well, obviously the reason I knew that was because she was wearing a fucking sheer gown you could see directly through.
Oh, you seem to remember this moment quite well.
Oh, I was good. I was like, because I called them. I called the people who had scheduled me to go out there, and I said, "Man, what the fuck?" He goes, "No, just do the TV installs." And I was like, "But that girl gonna." I said, "I'm not approved by any means, but that girl gonna have to put on." Because I had Jake with me. I'm like, "That girl gonna have to put on some clothes. Can't be running through this damn house with half naked ass women trying to install TV. God only knows what I'm gonna end up getting caught doing. I didn't even put the damn clothes on."
Just looking and putting TVs up.
He said, "Nah." Not back then. I'd have been like old boy, minus all the kids. I've been fucking shut the bitches. But there were like 6 of them living in the fucking house, barely wearing anything, sitting there flirting. Bitch, you ain't getting nothing for free. I make money doing this. You make money laying on your back.
Job.
I make money hanging TVs. Yours may be funner than mine is, but
hey,
everybody needs to get paid.
Say no more. Thank you, Zach, for sharing that life experience. I'm sure the listeners really enjoyed that one. Uh-oh, at attention. Okay.
It's like when Goff was fucking the coach's wife.
Jared Goff? Goff, the quarterback? Please elaborate, Mike.
Yes, sir. Even the military, when I played in Europe, hoes were everywhere. Yeah, Goff was sleeping with. I want to get back to this
coach's wife? Yeah. Wait a minute. In LA, I mean, he was drafted by him. That's the only coach I can remember him playing for, unless it was some college deal. Interesting.
According to Lindsay, ESPN relationship again to deliver it when 2019 Rams came up short of position of Goff. No, Veronica something trolled over Jared Goff. Isn't he married now? Sean McVay's married.
Sean McVay's wife, yeah. Is that who it was?
I don't know. Yes, sir. Oh, no, not that one. No, it's not that one. All right. He's not answering, but yeah, that's I had never heard of that one. I didn't know that Jared Goff. Yes, Jared Goff was messing with Rams coach who he married. Why the fuck would he marry that bitch?
The power of the PUSSY.
Really, with everything
the same with the coach
in
Celtics. The power of the PU, man, make you do some things that, goddamn it, psychologically in your right frame of mind, you probably just wouldn't do. Hey, 1 year.
I mean,
come on.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Sean McVay's, if I'm not mistaken, she's hot. She's hot.
She hot.
They
show her. Okay.
They girl fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that girl fine. Veronica, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last name.
Say no more. The story is out.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Ooh. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Again, you see what happened when a community come together.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know nothing about it. But hey, man, whatever y'all do. I don't get it sometimes. Don't get me wrong. My 20s, I was not a very stand-up person when it came to
self-discipline, young man.
Yeah, I had no self-discipline back then.
In that regard.
Yeah.
In that regard.
Yeah. So, wow. All right, you watch the game? You said you watched the game.
No, I did not actually watch the game. I fell asleep, woke up, and had to go to work last night. So
I watched it a little bit. Man, nobody was doing anything. Everybody was getting stopped.
Okay.
It was nonstop, just back and forth and back and forth.
I think the score, like 29-17, something of that nature?
Yep, 29-17. Browns won. I guess they picked up. But it was. It was. And Vaughn never sent me his deal.
The picks? Did we even pick?
I picked the Steelers.
I think I did too. I don't know. I was trying to think. I'm like, man, did we even pick? Who did you pick? Man, who knows?
All right, so we'll do our little one right here. You ready?
Yeah, I'm good.
Bengals, Jets.
Ooh, man, them Bengals have been letting people down this year, man. I don't know. That's tough. I think they may come back. Hey, I'll go Bengals.
I'm going to go Bengals. I don't think they're going to keep taking. Oh, Michael's in. All right, man. We're going to get. Remember, what you say is, all right, so
Okay.
Jets. Michael's
Jets.
going Jets. I'm going Bengals. I think they're going to be like, fuck.
Yeah.
They're going to come. They're going to come out swinging.
Yeah. I'll go Bengals.
Bills, Dolphins. Bills.
Tough.
Taking the Bills.
The Dolphins are who the goddamn Bengals supposed to be right now. I'll go Bills. All right,
what you got, Michael? Bills or Dolphins? Bills. Thank you very much.
Bills. Thank you.
Raiders, Titans.
Oh, another tough one because nobody's performing well. I'm going to go Raiders.
I'm going to go Raiders. Vaughn, you should be happy about that right there if you watch this. I'm going to go Raiders.
Vaughn, that was inspired by you. I'm going Raiders, bro. Even though I let all their players go in my fantasy draft.
Oh, Michael took the Titans.
All right, Mike. I love the adversity.
Saints, Panthers.
Saints.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Saints.
That defense is tough, bro. I like the way they get around. And that Lattimore kid, he's like Tom Brady, Brett Favre of defense right now. Okay.
Yeah. Ravens, Patriots. I'm taking Ravens.
Ravens. Yeah. I'm just torn on which one of my quarterbacks, Mahomes or Lamar, I should put in, but I'll stick with what I
got. I'd probably put in Lamar.
Yeah, he's in.
That's just me. Yeah, I'd leave Lamar in.
Yeah.
Lions, Vikings. I'm taking the Vikings.
Man, fuck the Vikings. I'm going to Lions, bro. Hey, I'm like the couple comments prior. They're not who they're supposed to be. Like Pittsburgh, man. Nobody's. Yeah, I'm going Lions.
Eagles, Washington. I refuse to say the word that they're calling themselves now. I'm going to take the Eagles.
I'm going to Eagles. Yeah, I'm going to go Eagles as well. They're playing really well right now. That number
Chiefs,
2 cornerback. Chief Colts.
Oh, Jackson, whatever his name is.
Hey,
Chief
man,
Colts.
Is really playing well. I'm going Chiefs.
I'm going Colts. Bucket in a bucket.
Really?
Hey, Michael took the Lions with you. We still need his Eagles, Washington. Oh, he's taking the Eagles. So Chief Colts. I'm taking the Colts. Fucking them. Texans, Bears.
I'm going Texans.
Bears.
I'm going Texans.
Fuck you.
I'm going Texans, bro. Just because you love the Bears. Yeah. All right. Brandon.
Jaguars, Chargers. I'm taking the Chargers.
Go ahead, get ready, man. Yeah. That Bears game, is it in Chicago or in Houston?
Looks like it's in Chicago.
Okay, I'm still going Houston anyway. All right, what was the next game?
Jaguars, Chargers. I'm going Chargers. Justin Herbert.
Fucking phenomenal.
Rams, Cardinals. Rams.
Oh,
although I need Kyler Murray to
need
fucking
Kyler to do
something.
well, and he will because they're going to be playing from behind. So you're good.
So Packers, Buccaneers. Tom Brady versus whatever his name is.
I'm going Bucks solely because of their defense.
I'm going Bucks because I need fucking Packers to lose.
Yeah, they have a real stout defense, and that receiving core. Well, the running game. I mean, it was against the Bears, though, but that running game was really strong last game. We'll see.
So Michael took Rams and Packers, by the way. Falcons, Seahawks. I'm going Seahawks.
I'm going Seahawks. Yeah. Falcons just can't put it together.
49ers and Broncos.
Ooh, that's tough. I'm going 49ers. Go Garoppolo. I'm going 49ers. Their new team now.
Cowboys, Giants. Mm.
I'm going Giants.
I'm going Giants.
I'm going Giants because they're clicking. The young quarterback. They got that phenomenal running back. And Dallas, I don't know, man, with this backup quarterback. I was highly impressed, but can he continue is my question.
Yeah. All right. That's it.
That's it. There we go.
That's it.
There we go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Hey,
ready to get out of
anything?
Here?
Well, we got 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? If any of the listeners have anything they want to chime in, any current affairs, sports news, anything before we go, we're good?
I think we done got it.
Yeah, another good show. Very informational. Very informational. And I love me some good information.
Good luck, Vaughn, man. We're rooting for you. You know,
yeah,
hope
another
you have
shout
a
out
great
to
time.
Vaughn. Yeah.
Hope you have a great time and all that good stuff, man. It was good seeing everybody. Good seeing you, man.
No doubt.
And y'all have a good one.
Hey, and just for our listeners that wasn't here when we mentioned it at the opening of the show, our co-host Vaughn Solo was not with us due to him being inducted into Alcorn State's Hall of Fame. So that's why we're showing respect to that and just sharing information for you just in case you missed it. But again, thank you guys for joining us for another amazing episode of the People's Rebuttal Podcast. Without you, we're nothing. So thank you for your participation. Continue to like, share, grow the community, because at the end of the day, it's not ours. It's all of ours. So again, thank you. Have a great weekend. Anything, Zach? There it is.
That's it.
That's it, baby. Oh, and it's great to have a music back.